Hi, cozy little friends. I am so sorry I disappeared for a while. I was having trouble trying to figure out what I wanted to do with this channel. And I also kept getting in a reading slump, so I wasn't reading as much as I wanted to. So I felt like I didn't have as much to talk about. And then if you watch my other YouTube channel, you know that in the beginning of the year, my father unfortunately passed away. So I had to go back to the US. If you don't know, I live in Korea right now. So I had to go back to the US for a while, and then I was just dealing with all that comes with that, all those emotions. And I don't know, I thought that that would be a time where I'd be reading a lot because I just wanted to be calm and quiet and just read. But I ended up not reading anything because I just was not in the headspace to do that. I was not interested. So I just kept on like not making videos and not reading, and I disappeared for quite a while. So I'm sorry. Also, this channel just it wasn't working out how I thought it would. I very much like to be like a cozy reader, so I thought, oh, that's perfect. And my YouTube channel, I will do cozy reading vlogs and everything will be quiet and calm and just everything so cozy. That's not what was happening. It's very hard to keep that type of aesthetic and atmosphere when you have kids running around and I very much am like a panic vlogger, if that makes any sense. Instead of sitting down and being calm and saying, okay, this is what we're doing today, I'm like, I haven't made a vlog in forever. Okay, guys, like, let's catch up. And it's not very relaxing. So that is part of why I kind of changed the channel a little bit. So let me reintroduce myself, okay? Hello, everyone. I am Crystal. I am from the US, but I live in Korea now. I have a Korean husband, and my 2 children are with me. And welcome to the Reading Journal. Wow, that sounds like I'm starting a podcast, doesn't it? The Reading Journal. Anyway, I do love reading, even though I haven't read a lot recently. So hopefully in the future I'll have a lot more to talk about. I also love to do bullet journals. I have a regular one that I journal in as much as I can. I usually would do it daily, but this has just been a weird year for me. So haven't been reading as much or journaling as much as I would like to. But this is my regular journal. It's very pretty. It's from Notebook Therapy. It's got these edges, very pretty. And then this is my reading journal, also from Notebook Therapy. So I'm going to be looking at this as I go through some of these books with you because I took some notes and it's been a while since I read some of these. So bear with me. If you see me looking down, I'm reading my notes on these books. We are going to kind of go back in time a bit. I'm going to do kind of a wrap up for you, tell you what I read in February and what I read in March so far. It's not the end of March yet. It's like the 25th. So a few more days. I might be able to finish a book before the end of March. I don't know. We will see. But for now, I'm just going to do my wrap up and let you know my TBR for next month. Well, part of my TBR. I only have a couple books picked out, but we'll see. So, starting in February, what did I read first? In February, I read I Want to Die, But I Want to Eat Tteokbokki. This is a cute cover, and it's not too long of a book. So this is where she kind of lets you go into her therapy sessions a bit. She writes about all of her therapy sessions. She writes about what she tells her therapist and what he answers back to her. I think it's a he. Yeah. So with this one, let me flip back and see what star rating I gave it. I think I gave it like 3 stars. Let's see. Oh, I'm going all the way back to January now. Let's see. Okay. So I gave it, I don't know. I don't see it written down. I gave it like 3 stars, I think. I have like stars here for the cover of the book and stuff like that, but not what my actual star rating was. I don't know. It wasn't horrible. I enjoyed reading it. It was a fast read, easy read. It's more that it got kind of repetitive, like just she's constantly saying the same thing to her therapist, and he's changing his answer a bit, but it's pretty much the same answer. He can't change it too much, but trying to give her advice a different way sometimes. But it was just a little repetitive when it came to that. So kind of in the middle, like easy read. I would still maybe recommend it, but it's not something that's gonna like blow your mind or anything. It's not like a 5-star read. Does get a little bit repetitive. It's just her conversations in therapy. But it is nice that she gives us that look into her therapy sessions. It's nice that she's sharing that with us. The next book that I read was The Spell Shop. This is beautiful. Beautiful. It's amazing. So these books were right around when I was in the US dealing with the death of my father. So I was not reading as much, and there were books that I would pick up, like Crying in H Mart and stuff. Mama. And I just would not be able to read them because I would start crying. Okay, so I got interrupted by my daughter. She wanted a snack. See, this is why it can't be super cozy in these vlogs. Anyway, what was I saying? I was gonna read books like Crying in H Mart and a few other ones, but like Crying in H Mart started off with her talking about her mom, and I can't remember if her mom just wasn't around or if her mom had passed away. It's been a while since I read it, but I only got through a few pages before I was crying and could not read anymore because I kept being reminded of my father. And I did that with a few books right in a row. So I realized very quickly that I just was not in a headspace to read quite a few of the books that I was going to read at the end of January and the beginning of February. So that's what was happening there. But I did manage to get through The Spellshop because this was a good one. This is a 5-star read for me. I enjoyed it. Very cozy atmosphere, very nice. This is where she worked as kind of a librarian, and she was in charge of quite a few books. Some of them were spell books. And then she ends up having to kind of save these books from a fire. She's not really supposed to, though. And she takes them with her out of the city to an island that she grew up in. Well, not grew up in. She was born there and then moved away when she was little with her parents. But her parents still had their home there. So she goes there, fixes up the home, realizes that she needs to make money, needs to maybe help out the villagers a bit because they're not doing so good. So she decides to sell jam, and she decides to use some of these spell books that she's not supposed to even have. It's very bad for her to have them. She'll get in trouble. But yeah, she ends up doing a few spells, ends up with a beautiful little garden and this nice cozy little village. Just very cozy read. And her best friend in this is actually a plant. It's a plant that through some spell from somebody else before ends up being able to like think and talk and ends up just being her partner kind of. And he's kind of funny. I enjoy him. His name is Kaz, I think. Yeah. So this was a good one. I enjoyed this one. Got me out of a reading slump a bit because it was an easy read and a 5-star read and very cozy. So The Spell Shop, I do recommend. Did I make any notes on this? What did I write down? I said it was very cozy and had a warm feeling, very enchanting read, low stakes, fun characters, and there's a few magical creatures, and I like the descriptions of those creatures. So yeah, definitely recommend this one. I also read right before that one, I think I got my timeline wrong. Right before that one, I read The Good Son. That was for book club. And that one, what did I give it? I think I gave it, I don't remember. Oh, like a 3-star again, I think. Maybe 2.5, 3 stars, I think. So The Good Son is where he wakes up this man in Korea, he wakes up and he finds his mom dead. He wakes up to blood everywhere. His mom has been killed, so he has to figure out what happened. And he's kind of like, did I do this? No, somebody else must have done it. I need to figure out who did it, or else everyone's going to think I did it. So I can't really call the police. I can't get anyone involved because I got to figure out this mystery. So he ends up kind of trying to figure out this mystery surrounding who may have killed his mom because he doesn't want to go to prison. But he has these lapses in his memory, and it's happened quite a few times. And so he's having a hard time piecing together what might have happened. So you have to go with him kind of on this investigation to figure out if he did it, if somebody else did it, why it happened. Yeah, okay, what did I write? I said it did have some creepy and suspenseful parts, and I did guess who the killer was wrong the first time. The very first guess I had was wrong. And that doesn't happen as much to me. I'm usually right, but I was wrong the first time. I was right the second time, but wrong the first time. The thing I didn't like is that it did become very predictable about a third of the way through. And I didn't really like the conclusion. Kind of an unsatisfying conclusion for me, which is why it's kind of like a maybe 3-star read around there. Not horrible. There were definitely people that enjoyed the book at book club, but for me, just, I don't know, fell a little flat. I was not as big of a fan of that one. Not super horrible, but just, it didn't do much for me. I probably wouldn't really recommend it. Probably would not read it again. Just kind of there. Glad I read it, but didn't really need to read it, you know. Okay, what was next on my list? After the Spellshop, I read The Do-Over. Now, this was a cute one. I did enjoy it. Super easy read. I read it super fast. Nice little romance for Valentine's Day because I read it in February. I said it was an easy read that was great for Valentine's Day and super cute. I didn't really write much about it because there wasn't too much to say. This is where a girl wakes up on Valentine's Day. She's so excited for her Valentine's Day. She's been looking forward to it for so long. She's got the perfect boyfriend. She's like popular, and it's going to be an amazing day. And then kind of everything keeps going wrong. And then she wakes up the next day and it's Valentine's Day again. And she keeps trying to fix these problems, but then she keeps waking up on Valentine's Day with new things happening and new problems, or the same problems happening again, but in different ways. So you kind of go on this journey with her of her trying to stop Valentine's Day from repeating. It's kind of a Groundhog's Day scenario, if you've ever seen that movie, which I'm sure most people have by now, but that's what's happening. And she ends up spending the day with another boy she'd just never expected to spend time with. And you kind of get to see where that relationship goes, what her relationship is like with her boyfriend, that sort of thing. Just cute and simple, nice little read for the middle of February. What did I not like about it? I said it could be predictable, of course, because it's one of those stories that kind of restarts every day. So you kind of already have figured out what's going to happen each day. And then I said the conclusion for some of the characters was a little unsatisfying. Not every character, but some of them. But yeah, if you're looking for like, I don't know, again, like a mind-blowing read, it's not that, but it's a cute read, and it's a read that you can do very quickly, maybe if you're in a reading slump or something. So I do recommend it. It is a good book. I think I originally gave it 5 stars, but it's actually a 4-star. Because I did like the Spellshop more, and then later I read the Love Hypothesis, which I liked way more. So I was like, yeah, no, that definitely doesn't match. So it's not a 5-star. I think I gave it a 5-star because I was like, this was like such a simple read, and it was sweet and cute. So it's fine. It's a 5-star, whatever. I read it fast and I wanted to see the ending. So yeah. But actually, it's probably a 4-star, maybe 3.5, I guess, if we're getting really nitpicky. But I enjoyed it. So I'm not going to be that nitpicky. I'll give it a 4. It was pretty good. It's by Lynn Painter, and I do recommend it, especially around Valentine's Day. It's very cute. Let me see. The next book that I read was The Love Hypothesis. This is like my favorite book this year so far, I think. I don't know what took me so long to read this book. It was so good. Immediate 5 stars. Immediate. I think I made a vlog. I can't remember if I had started this channel yet and I did the vlog on this channel, or if I did it on my regular YouTube channel. I'm pretty sure it was this one. But last year I read the books by Abby Jimenez, the like Yours Truly, Just for the Summer, those books. And Yours Truly was my favorite. I think about that book all the time. It was so cute, and the main character was so adorable. The main male character, well, both male and female, were so cute. And the Love Hypothesis just reminded me of Yours Truly a lot. Like, it was so cute and sweet, and the characters kind of reminded me of the Yours Truly characters. So I really enjoyed this one. I even gave it kind of a special place in my reading journal. This is like a different page than what I used for the other books that I read, because it was so cute and I liked it so much. So I had to give it a special place in my book, and it was an immediate 5 stars. Let's see what I wrote about it. Oh, okay. The Love Hypothesis by Allie Hazelwood. I said that I really liked the chapters 16 and 17, even though it was hilariously awkward. I think those might be the steamy chapters. It was a little funny. I laughed when I read them. I really liked Adam, the male lead in this. He was super adorable. Let me see. Favorite scenes. Oh, she had to put some like sunscreen on him, and I thought that was a really funny scene. She made him get a flu shot, which was kind of funny. He was very worried about that. It was cute. There was just a few like cute scenes in here that I really enjoyed. I said that it was super cute, and I giggled the whole time reading it. And it reminded me of reading Yours Truly, where I giggled the whole time. I thought it was adorable. Let's see. Yeah, I don't think I wrote anything else about it, but yeah, definite 5 stars. Highly recommend. Read this book. Super, super cute. Adorable. Yeah, that was like my favorite book of the year, I think, so far. So next we have The Guest List by Lucy Foley. That one was a book club book for March, but I read it mostly at the end of February. I think I finished it like March 3rd. So I finished it first few days of March. I picked it because I was kind of picking the books for book club in March. And I picked that one because it takes place on an island in Ireland. And of course, March, St. Patrick's Day. And I just kept thinking about Irish authors or an Irish setting. So I kind of went with that book. So I think with The Guest List, I gave it like 3.5 stars, I think. It's because like I enjoyed it because I said it kept me guessing. I was second guessing myself about some of the things that I thought would happen. And the ending did surprise me, and some parts were creepy and suspenseful. So books like these, I don't usually like to read because I usually guess who the like killer is or bad guy is immediately. And then I don't enjoy the rest of the book, or I guess everything that's going to happen. And with this book right away, I was like, I know everything that's going to happen. I know what all of these characters are going to do. I already don't want to read it. And I was surprised, actually. I did guess a few things that were maybe supposed to be like twists or whatever. I had already guessed them immediately. But I was still surprised by the ending. I did have one big surprise in store for me. So that kind of upped the rating for me, because at first I was like, I'm not going to like this book. And then the ending saved it for me right away, because I was like, I didn't guess that part. I guess I didn't guess the biggest part of the book. So that was good. I said, what do you like least about this book? I said I was able to predict quite a few things right away. So I got a bit bored with that and bored with the different point of views. I sort of hit a slump around 60% of the way through, probably because I was just guessing everything. And I also wanted more of an Irish feel, and I wanted more like Irish lore and stuff in there. There were a few like creepy, maybe ghosty parts where I was like, no, okay, this is what I wanted. But that doesn't really happen throughout the book. And didn't feel very like, I don't know, it didn't feel like it was in an Irish setting, I guess, like in Ireland. It just didn't feel like it took place in Ireland. So I wanted more of that, and I didn't get it. But all in all, not super bad. It got a higher rating for me because the ending did surprise me. So that was good. The next book after the guest list was Safe Haven. I got this book because I love the movie. I really like the movie Safe Haven. I don't know if I'm alone on that or not, but I enjoy the movie a lot. It gives me very cozy, romantic feels, even though it's not really supposed to be cozy, and it does deal with domestic violence and stuff. So also trigger warning for the book. It does deal with abuse and domestic violence and things like that. So be prepared for that. But I like the movie a lot, so I was like, I gotta read the book. And I was so excited for the book because I really, 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 really wanted it to be the same as the movie, and it's not really. I thought it would be like a 5-star read because I like the movie so much. But it's I don't know. I don't even think it's a 4-star read. It's like a 3.5, I guess, somewhere around there. Because I like the movie so much. And usually you like the books, but then the movie disappoints. The book is way better than the movie. But for this, I enjoyed the movie, but the book, not as much. The movie stayed pretty close to the book. It wasn't like super different, but there are some differences. Like what's his name? Alex. Alex in the movie, he just runs the like little convenience store sort of place. And he doesn't do much else except for that and take care of his kids. And you don't really know anything about his past other than he got married and his wife has passed away. And with her, what's her name? Katie, you know that you see in the beginning of the movie that she has run away. You don't really know why she's run away, but through some flashbacks, you know that her husband has abused her, so she had to leave. And her husband's a police officer, so he could probably find her wherever she goes. So she has to be careful. This book goes a bit deeper. You do find out that Alex was in the military, and he was kind of like in military police, sort of like a detective. So in the movie, Katie doesn't really want anything to do with him just because she doesn't want to get attached to anyone, because she knows she might have to leave at any time if her husband finds out where she is. She's also just kind of afraid, obviously, afraid of getting involved with anybody else after this horrible experience that she's already had. But in this, she's kind of afraid of him also, because she knows that her husband is a police officer and he was not good. And then she finds out he was kind of a police officer too, sort of. So she's like, man, like I really know how to pick them. They're kind of the same. They're not, but in her head, it's like triggering that he also has this similar career path, sort of. So I thought that was interesting that they do give more backstory to him. They do tell you what his job was before And he does notice quite a few things very quickly about her because he was trained as kind of like a detective. So he already knows some signs. And in the movie, he has no idea why she has run away. He has no idea she even has run away. He doesn't know why she is like how she is, where she's so like skittish and, but in the book he knows, because when he was in like the military police, he dealt with victims of abuse and domestic violence, and he knows all the signs. So in the book, he figures it out pretty quickly that she had a husband and probably ran away from him, and she has probably been abused. So he already knows. So it's pretty similar to the movie, but it does give you more of a background to certain characters. And you find out more about her as well, that she's run away a few times already. You find out more that her husband has done. So yeah, it's similar, and you end up hating her husband a lot more because you know more things that he's done, and you can see more clearly the spiral he takes after she leaves, and his drinking getting worse and things like that. Because in the movie, you can just tell that he's not a good person, and he's very violent and mean and a little crazy, but you don't fully see the spiral that goes on after she leaves and how intense he gets. You see it a little bit, but not as much. Whereas in the book, you definitely see it. Like, it takes you through it, and you can see him getting a little bit crazier each day. So that was interesting. So not bad. It's not that I hated the book and liked the movie. I still liked the book, but it didn't give me the same feeling, I guess. But I still recommend. Still enjoyed it. Just, trigger more warning. It does deal with the violence and stuff, but still enjoyed it. Just maybe like 3.5 stars, because I did enjoy the movie a little more. It was a little more, I don't know, romantic feeling, I guess, once you get past all the bad stuff, of course, and a little more cozy, I guess. So I did enjoy that about the movie, but this wasn't too cozy, but it's still a nice read. So that was it. That was it for February and March. Didn't read as much as I thought I would. Didn't read as much as I wanted to. But you know what? We're getting back on track. We have changed up our YouTube name. I'm making the videos again. We are getting back on track. Let's do our TBR for April. Okay? Starting off, Braiding Sweetgrass. I am halfway through this book. I was reading it for book club in March. Our meeting was supposed to happen a few days ago. It got canceled, and because it was canceled, I just did not end up finishing the book yet, but I'm enjoying it. So far, love this book. Beautiful writing. Beautiful. It's so beautiful. Oh my gosh, it just sucks me in right away. It's such beautiful writing. It just makes you want to go outside and sit in nature. It makes you want to go outside and plant a garden. Oh, okay. Let me read you, I hope I don't get in trouble for this. Let me read you some, because you need to see how beautiful this writing is. Okay, bear with me a bit, because I'm probably going to pronounce something wrong. Okay, here we go. It says, "Hold out your hands and let me lay upon them a sheaf of freshly picked sweetgrass, loose and flowing, like newly washed hair. Golden green and glossy above, the stems are banded with purple and white where they meet the ground. Hold the bundle up to your nose. Find the fragrance of honeyed vanilla over the scent of river water and black earth, and you understand its scientific name. Hiracloa adorata. Odorata? I'm saying that wrong. Meaning the fragrant holy grass. In our language, it is called Wingashk, the sweet-smelling hair of Mother Earth. Breathe it in, and you start to remember things you didn't know you'd forgotten." Okay, let me read you something else, since I kind of butchered that first part. This is a longer one, so hopefully I don't get in trouble for that. But I'm going to read you like one more page of this. "On one side of the world were people whose relationship with the living world was shaped by Sky Woman, who created a garden for the well-being of all. On the other side was another woman with a garden and a tree. But for tasting its fruit, she was banished from the garden, and the gates clanged shut behind her. That mother of men was made to wander in the wilderness and earn her bread by the sweat of her brow, not by filling her mouth with the sweet, juicy fruits that bend the branches low. In order to eat, she was instructed to subdue the wilderness into which she was cast. Same species, same earth, different stories. Like creation stories everywhere, cosmologies are a source of identity and orientation to the world. They tell us who we are. We are inevitably shaped by them, no matter how distant they may be from our consciousness. One story leads to the generous embrace of the living world, the other to banishment. One woman is our ancestral gardener, a co-creator of the good green world that would be the home of our descendants. The other was an exile, just passing through an alien world on a rough road to her real home in heaven. And then they met, the offspring of Sky Woman and the children of Eve. And the land around us bears the scars of the meeting, the echoes of our stories. They say that hell hath no fury like a woman scorned, and I can only imagine the conversation between Eve and Sky Woman. Sister, you got the short end of the stick. So Sky Woman is kind of like a creation story in the Native American tribe that this author was from. So that's what it's talking about, her. And then it's just beautiful writing. There's so many. I have like highlighted parts in this book where I've highlighted things that just really stick with me, and it's all such beautiful writing. I am really enjoying this book. She did a good job writing it. It's amazing. So I really want to finish this up. I just haven't had a chance yet, but I'm halfway through and I'm reading it pretty quickly. The only reason that I'm like slowing down here and there is so I can highlight parts, because it's just, I don't know, there's such beautiful parts to this that I want to like highlight them so I can find them quickly. I could share so many more with you, so many. She's very good at writing, I have to say that. So I want to finish that. And then for our April book club book, we are going to read Mickey 7, which I'm excited about because I want to watch the movie, but I want to read the book first. So here is Mickey 7. So we got to read that one. And then I haven't picked out a lot of other books yet, just because I'm kind of a mood reader. So I don't want to say I'm going to read all these books and then I don't read any of them because I'm not in the mood for those anymore. So I am planning on reading more, but the last book that I have on my TBR actually is Playing Dead by Robert Sheehan. I love this man. I love him. Love him. Great actor. Seems like an amazing, wonderful person. And I did read his other book. He has another book of short stories that he has written, and I loved it. I loved it so much, you guys. It's one of those things that you have to go into knowing that they're going to be slightly weird stories, I guess. Weird to you maybe, or maybe they won't be weird. I don't know. But I enjoyed like every single story. So I really enjoyed that book. I think about those stories all the time. I'm constantly thinking about the stories in that book. I think he did a great job with it, and I enjoyed all of those stories. I'm constantly thinking about them all the time. So I'm really excited to read this. I pre-ordered it and then just never read it because I keep waiting for the perfect time to read this. This is different from the last book he wrote. This one is more about like meditation and stuff. It says how meditation brought me back to life. So it is different from the other writing he had, I'm assuming. But I'm so looking forward to this. And I kept waiting for the perfect time to read it, which is why I haven't read it yet. I was like, I can't read it when I'm being distracted. I need to read this when there's like nobody else around and I can focus on it, or like maybe read it with a glass of wine or something. Like I really want to put my all into it. So I haven't read it yet, but I'm just gonna have to read it. Like there's never going to be a perfect time. So I don't know why I keep waiting for that. But actually now that it's like spring in Korea and I'm cleaning off our balcony a bit, maybe it will become a perfect time. Maybe, you know, when it's nice weather out, I can sit outside with a cup of coffee or with a glass of wine and get started on this book. So that is the last book on my actual like official TBR right now for April. But I will probably be adding more soon, especially since we have another book club book to add shortly. It will probably be, I'm thinking, How to Sell a Haunted House by Grady Hicks. Is that her name? Oh my gosh, what is her name? I don't remember. But yeah, How to Sell a Haunted House. And then the other one was Slewfoot. So it'll probably be one of those. I'm not sure yet though. And then that is it. That is it. Thanks for joining me and catching up with me. And give me all of your book recommendations and tell me what you're reading in April. I got to get out of this reading slump that I'm in. I, you know, just started off with being a little depressed because of things at the beginning of the year, and that's okay. And that put me in a bad headspace and I was not able to read at all. And then I started getting into reading but could only do a couple of books. Like I had to take things way slower than I usually would. So now that I'm like, April's going to be different. We're going to read a lot and we're going to stick to things. I need to get back on track. I'm way far behind on my reading goal for the year, on the alphabet challenge I was doing with some friends, and I'm really behind on my physical TBR that I had for this year. So we got to get into it. So let me know what you're reading, and I will see you guys next time. Bye, everyone.